Hello learners, this is Dr. Vishal Sood, teacher educator. You have studied in the previous units about different projects started for achieving the target of universal primary education. These projects have been started by different states around the nook and corner of our country, and just like Shiksha Karmi in Rajasthan, Bihar Education Project in Bihar. Similarly, one education project was started by the state government of Uttar Pradesh, that is Uttar Pradesh Basic Education Project. Today we are going to discuss about this basic education project started by Uttar Pradesh government. Now what we are going to discuss in today's discussion is the major points of discussion will be UP Basic Education Project and introductory remark. The second one will be the organogram of Uttar Pradesh Education for All, objectives of Uttar Pradesh Basic Education Project, the target area of Uttar Pradesh Basic Education Project, the provisions, the strategies which have been made under Uttar Pradesh Basic Education Project. And the last point of today's discussion will be activities undertaken in Uttar Pradesh Basic Education Project. So these will be the main points of our today's discussion. Now, what about the conceptualize or the emergence of this Uttar Pradesh Basic Education Project? This project was launched by the UP state government under the assistance of World Bank in 1993. And the main objective of this Uttar Pradesh Basic Education Project was to achieve the target of universal primary education in the state of Uttar Pradesh as conceptualized in the Article 45 of Indian Constitution. This project was implemented by a society of Uttar Pradesh, with this society was named as Sabhi ke liye Shiksha Priyojana Parishad, Uttar Pradesh Education for All Project Board. So this was the society under which this UP Basic Education Project was implemented, was launched under the assistance of World Bank in 1993. Now, before going to the discussion or before taking this discussion to the next issue, let's have a watch on video that what Uttar Pradesh government or the state of Uttar Pradesh is doing at present in the field of basic education or is doing in the field of primary education. So this is a video through which you can see what actions, what activities have been taken by the Uttar Pradesh state government to promote elementary education, to improve its quality and to achieve the target of universal primary education.
सुनो घंटी बजी स्कूल की, चलो स्कूल तुमको पुकारे, पल 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 रोशनी जो मिली स्कूल की, जगमगाओगे तुम बन के तारे। सुनो घंटी बजी स्कूल की, चलो स्कूल तुमको पुकारे, पल 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 रोशनी जो मिली स्कूल की, जगमगाओगे तुम बन के तारे। कॉपी और किताबें सारी स्कूल देगा, स्कूल देगा, यूनिफॉर्म भी तुम्हारी स्कूल देगा, स्कूल देगा। स्कूल अब घर से दूर नहीं है, कम हो गए फासले, पहुंचोगे स्कूल के गेट पर तुम, थोड़ा सा भी जो चले, प्यार और नरमी से तुमको पढ़ाएंगे टीचर है ऐसे भले। सच 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 रीत अब है यही स्कूल की, कभी टीचर न बच्चों को मारे। सुनो घंटी बजी स्कूल की, चलो स्कूल तुमको पुकारे।
as you have seen in this video, that different activities have been undertaken by the Uttar Pradesh State Education Department to improve the quality of elementary education in the state. As you have seen in this video, the different activities like morning assembly first, then plantation second, then game sessions are organized for the primary school students, then cleanliness awareness campaigns are organized by the basic education department, then health and hygiene programs are organized by the schools to improve the hygienic status of the localities, then girls hygiene programs are organized by the basic education department to improve health awareness among girls. So a number of programs have been run under the rubric of this basic education department by the Uttar Pradesh government. So these programs are helping in achieving the target of universal elementary education. Now, how this basic education project or education for all project is implemented or is launched in the state of Uttar Pradesh. For that, the organizational structure at the state level is followed, and that organizational structure you can see on the screen, that at the topmost level, at the state level, there is a state project director for basic education project in Uttar Pradesh. This state project director is assisted by additional state project director under whom two additional project directors and finance controller work under the additional state project director. Then there are senior professionals, senior account officers, system analysts, account officers and other professionals. They work under the additional project director and senior professionals to improve the status of elementary education in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So this is the organogram or the organizational structure in which the overall lead is given by the state project director, and in this manner the directions or the guidelines reach to the grassroots level so that the different interventions at the elementary level could reach to the real beneficiary, that is the schools, the teachers, the children and the local public or the local community. So this is the organizational structure of education for all project or basic education project in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Now, why this Uttar Pradesh basic education project was launched in the state? The first and foremost important objective of Uttar Pradesh basic education project was, that is, universal primary education. That is, we wish to achieve the target of universal primary education for all children in the state of UP through this basic education project. So, universal primary education. Now, this universal primary education can be seen in terms of three aspects. The first aspect is universal participation of all children, whether through formal means or through non-formal means. Universal participation of all children means all children in the age range of 6 to 14 years should be enrolled in the elementary schools. They should get admission in the schools either through formal means or through non-formal education centers. There are children who due to one or the other reason are not able to attend regular schools, who due to other family problems are not able to get admission in this. For that, for involving those students in the mainstream, for giving them primary education or the elementary education, there are non-formal measures, and we under this UP basic education project, we are trying to provide, or we have tried to provide the enrollment to all these children. The second was universal access, that the schools, the primary schools should be in the reach of the children and no children should be deprived of the primary education. This is another aspect of universal primary education, the main goal of UP basic education project. The third objective of UP basic education project is universal retention and completion. Universal retention stands to that any child who gets admission in first class should must complete the class 5th by the age of 11 years or class 8th by the age of 14 years. So no child should be dropped from the primary schooling or the elementary schooling. This is universal retention. Universal completion means every child should complete 5 years of primary schooling or 8 years of elementary schooling, and this is one of the aspect of universal elementary education, which is the main objective of Uttar Pradesh basic education projects. So these are the main objectives of Uttar Pradesh basic education project, that is universal access, the reach of the children to the schools. The second is universal participation of all children, whether it is through the formal means or through the non-formal means, and universal retention and completion by all children of primary or the elementary schools, as the case may be. As far as RTE Act is concerned, we are now saying about right to education up to the elementary level. So every child should complete 8 years of schooling, elementary schooling, by the age of 14 years. So these are the objectives. Now, what other objectives of Uttar Pradesh basic education project are? One is universal achievement, that is minimum levels of learning. You can see on the screen minimum levels of learning, MLL. Every child should attain minimum level of learnings, and it is a quality parameter. It is a parameter that assess the quality of elementary education that we are delivering in the schools. So this was also one of the objective of UP basic education project. Then another objective is gender equality in education. Gender equality means there should be no discrimination in admission, in access, or in any other aspect in terms of gender. There should be no discrimination between boys and girls. All girls should be enrolled in the schools so that they can get education. So this gender equality is one of the objective. Another objective is education and skill development of youth. So development of skills and providing education to the youth so that they can contribute to the development of the nation is also one of the objective of Uttar Pradesh basic education project. Female empowerment. The awareness in the female population in Uttar Pradesh state has been recognized as not up to the satisfactory level, or we may say that is not up to the level of satisfaction. So in order to empower them, in order to bring more awareness among them regarding different issues, regarding education, regarding environment, regarding health and hygiene, regarding their rights and responsibilities, this basic education project is contributing towards that also. So this is also one of the major objective of UP basic education project. Another objective of UP basic education project was that is equal educational opportunities to the SC and ST students. The socially deprived classes in the state of Uttar Pradesh, they should not be deprived of the educational opportunities. They should be given equal opportunities and equitable chances to be in the mainstream and to get education through different means. This is also one of the major objective of Uttar Pradesh basic education project. So in nutshell, we can say that 5 other major objectives of Uttar Pradesh basic education project were: the first is universal achievement, that is to attain MLL by the all the students who are attaining elementary education, who are receiving elementary education, they should attain minimum levels of learning. The second is gender equality in education. The third is education and skill development of youth. The fourth is female empowerment, and the fifth one is equal educational opportunities to SC and ST students. So these were the objectives. Now we will discuss about the target area where this project was established. The different activities of this UP basic education project were concentrated in 10 targeted districts out of 63 districts of Uttar Pradesh, including Uttaranchal. When this project, UP basic education project, was launched in the state of Uttar Pradesh, then Uttaranchal was a part of this state. There were 63 districts at that time in Uttar Pradesh, and this UP basic education project was launched, was implemented in 10 targeted districts to improve the basic education status in those 10 districts. These 10 districts were Varanasi, Allahabad, Banda, Etawah, Sitapur, Aligarh, Saharanpur, Gorakhpur, Pauri and Nainital. So these were the 10 districts which were literacy wise at the bottom level or not performing satisfactorily. So these 10 districts were selected, and these 10 districts were in these 10 districts then this project UP Basic Education project was launched. So this was the targeted area. Now this basic education project, education for all project, is implemented throughout whole of the Uttar Pradesh state. So this was the targeted area. Now what were the strategies? What were the provisions made under UP Basic Education project? First, establishing strong framework of state and district level planning, management and professional support organization to build the institutional capacity to plan, manage and evaluate different basic education development programs. Under basic education project, there is a provision to establish a strong framework of state level, district level agencies, so that they can properly plan about, so that they can properly manage and they can provide professional support to different grassroots level organization or lower level organization, so that different intervention strategies under basic education project could be implemented properly and their objectives, pre-conceptualized objectives, could be achieved to a satisfactory level. So this was the strategies, that a strong framework of different organization, right from the top level to the bottom level, there should be a strong framework. Second provision, second strategy adopted under basic education project was improving access to basic education in 10 districts by constructing more primary and upper primary schools in the deprived areas. The 10 districts where this project was launched, where this program was launched, in the deprived areas of those districts, the provision was made to construct more primary and more upper primary schools, so that the access to basic education, so that the access to elementary education could be improved and no child should remain debarred of elementary education or basic education. So construction of more primary schools and upper primary schools was also one of the provision, was also one of the strategy that was adopted by UP Basic Education project. The third is support to redesigned implementation of non-formal education for out of school children. Now the children who were not able to attend formal schooling, they were enrolled through non-formal education system, and this provision, this strategy was adopted under UP Basic Education project, that the support should be provided for implementation of non-formal education in a proper manner. So these the strategies. Now you can see in these 4 pictures that what basic education is doing. One is improving teaching learning process, second development of teaching learning material, providing nutritional support, midday meals to the students, recruitment of teachers. So these are the activities which are undertaken by the UP Basic Education project, not only for improvement of basic education in quantitative terms, but also in terms of quality improvement. Now what activities, specific activities are undertaken by the UP Basic Education project? Now we will discuss on those. The UP Basic Education project takes educational activities on culture, communication, science and environment. Different sort of activities, cultural programs, different sort of academic programs, different sort of programs related to environment, as we have seen in the video, just like plantation, then cultural programs, morning assembly. So these programs are undertaken by this basic education project, so that awareness among the local people, the community and the children could be improved. So other programs which are undertaken, or the activities undertaken, that is to create a sense of social justice. Ekta Divas rallies or rallies on different issues are being organized by the schools. Then there is a provision of early childhood education under basic education project. Under basic education project, there is a provision, the activities of curriculum development. curriculum revision and textbook revision are also undertaken. The textbooks are revised at an appropriate time, and the local content or the local needs are taken into consideration while developing the curriculum and the textbooks. Then there was a provision of in-service training for teachers in order to improve the professional skills, the knowledge and the understanding of the teachers. There was provision of in-service training to the teachers under basic education project. Then there was emphasis on women and girls education in order to improve the awareness among women regarding different issues, and in order to improve the status of girls education in the state of Uttar Pradesh, UP basic education project has contributed to a larger extent. Then the other activities which are undertaken in UP basic education project are related to strengthening of school management for improving quality of education. In order to improve the quality of education, different school management related activities are undertaken, which involves the strengthening of the school management committees, involving local community in the educational affairs, involving parents in different affairs of the schools, so that the school management will be strengthened. And as the school management will be strengthened, there will be more say of the community, more say of the parents in the school management. The quality of elementary education will definitely be improved. So these different activities, different sort of activities are undertaken under basic education project, which include curriculum and textbook revision, early childhood education, in-service training of the teachers, strengthening of school management, emphasis on women awareness and girls education. So these were the activities undertaken by UP basic education project. Now you can see in the pictures that different activities are undertaken, and this first, if we look at this picture, this is for improvement of quality in education, for improvement in delivery of instruction, use of modern technology in the transaction of the curriculum. This is one of the activity. The second activity, you can see, this is the training of the master trainers. The teachers who are involved in further imparting training to the teachers, they are being imparted training so that they can effectively train the teachers at the grassroots level. This is third, where students are imparted training in developing different kind of learning materials. So learners, in today's discussion, we discussed about UP basic education project, how this project was started in Uttar Pradesh to achieve the target of universal primary education. What was the main goal of this basic education project? What were the other objectives of basic education project in Uttar Pradesh? And then we discussed about the strategies or the provisions made under this project. Where this project was launched, we also discussed about the 10 districts, the target area of this project where this project was launched. And then we discussed about the activities which were undertaken in this project, basic education project, and what are the achievements of this basic education project in Uttar Pradesh. Hope you have learned, you have understood about all of this.
NIOS के जरिए नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग या राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान, इस संस्थान का एक बड़ा उद्देश्य है आम आदमियों के जीवन को बेहतर बनाना। ऐसे लोग जिनके लिए शिक्षा एक दूर का सपना है, या वे बच्चे जो परिवार की रोजी रोटी कमाने के लिए बीच में ही स्कूल छोड़ने पर मजबूर हो जाते हैं। NIOS ऐसे बच्चों और बड़ों को दोबारा शिक्षा से जुड़ने का मौका मुहैया कराता है ताकि वे एक बेहतर जीवन जी सकें। 1989 में स्थापना के बाद NIOS ने देश के लाखों बच्चों और वयस्कों को बेहतर शिक्षा से जोड़ा है। इनमें हर उम्र, हर पृष्ठभूमि, हर जाति, हर मजहब और हर क्षेत्र के लड़के लड़कियां, महिलाएं और पुरुष शामिल हैं। बढ़ई से लेकर पायलट, डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, बेकर और दर्जी तक NIOS कोशिश कर रहा है सबको शिक्षित और सशक्त बनाने की, चाहे वो असम के दूर दराज इलाके में रहने वाला हो या फिर मुंबई जैसे महानगर का। NIOS ने अपनी मौजूदगी हर जगह दर्ज कराई है। NIOS ने शिक्षा की परंपरागत सोच को ही बदल दिया है। वो पढ़िए जो हम पढ़ाते हैं की जगह NIOS की नई सोच है, हम वो पढ़ाते हैं जो आप पढ़ना चाहते हैं। इस नई सोच ने लोगों को आगे बढ़ने और NIOS के साथ जुड़ने के लिए प्रोत्साहित किया है। शिक्षा उपलब्ध कराने के मामले में NIOS किसी सीमा को नहीं मानता, उम्र की सीमा को भी नहीं। चंडीगढ़ के गणेश के लिए भी NIOS एक वरदान साबित हुआ। NIOS शारीरिक रूप से अक्षम बच्चों को भी बेहतर शिक्षा मुहैया कराने के लिए पूरी तरह प्रतिबद्ध है। ऐसे बच्चों के लिए शिक्षा न केवल रोजगार के द्वार खोलती है, बल्कि उन्हें आत्मविश्वास और गर्व के साथ जीना भी सिखाती है। NIOS खेल के इन सितारों को उनकी सुविधा और समय के अनुसार बेहतर शिक्षा उपलब्ध कराता है। मेरी कॉम, सोमदेव देववर्मन, देविका रेबेका पल्लिकल, अरमान इब्राहिम, प्रद्युमन प्रकाश और अमयजोत सिंह। NIOS सीमा पर खड़े उन प्रहरियों को भी शिक्षा से लाभान्वित करता है जो देश की सुरक्षा के लिए अपनी जान की बाजी लगाने से भी नहीं चूकते। सच तो ये है कि NIOS की पहुंच हर ओर रहती है, चाहे वो दूर दराज के आदिवासी हो या जेल की कोठरी में बंद कैदी या फिर ग्रामीण और शहरी क्षेत्रों के गरीब निवासी। देश में कहीं भी कोई भी व्यक्ति, स्त्री, पुरुष, लड़का, लड़की, अमीर, गरीब शिक्षा से वंचित न रहे। राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान का यही मिशन है।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान पूरे देश में शिक्षा के साथ साथ कौशल विकास के क्षेत्र में बहुत सारे कोर्सेज दे रहा है। लगभग 100 से ज़्यादा कोर्सेज हैं। हम दूर दराज के गांव में अपने संस्थान बनाते हैं और वहाँ के बच्चों को, वहाँ के बच्चियों को, वहाँ के वयस्कों को हुनर के क्षेत्र में शिक्षा पहुँचाते हैं। आपको जानकर खुशी होगी कि अब हम आर्ट, साइंस, कॉमर्स जिन क्षेत्रों में 12वीं का सर्टिफिकेट दिया जाता रहा है, अब हम हुनर के क्षेत्र में, वोकेशनल एरिया में भी 10वीं और 12वीं का सर्टिफिकेशन करेंगे। तो वो बच्चे जो कृषि से जुड़े हुए हैं, कारपेंट्री से जुड़े हुए हैं या दूसरे क्षेत्रों से जुड़े हुए हैं, वो अपने ही क्षेत्र में काम करेंगे, सीखेंगे, हुनर पैदा करेंगे अपने में और सर्टिफाइड भी होंगे कि वो सर्टिफाइड कृषक हैं, खेतिहर हैं। तो आज तक जो हमारे देश में ये सोच रही है कि आप 12वीं पास तभी कहे जाएंगे जब भूगोल, अर्थशास्त्र, भौतिकी ये पढ़ेंगे, अब ये समय बदल गया है। ITI में जितने बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, लगभग 18 लाख बच्चे हर साल दाखिला लेते हैं। अब हम उनको सर्टिफिकेशन करेंगे।
NIOS अपने छात्रों को माध्यमिक स्तर पर 26 और उच्च माध्यमिक स्तर पर 19 विषयों का विकल्प देता है। पढ़ाई किस माध्यम से करनी है, इसमें भी आपको लचीलापन मिलेगा। माध्यमिक स्तर पर ही 7 भाषाओं के अलग अलग माध्यमों का विकल्प मौजूद है। शैक्षणिक कार्यक्रमों के अलावा 86 वोकेशनल शिक्षा कार्यक्रम भी उपलब्ध हैं, जो छात्रों को कामकाजी दुनिया के लिए तैयार करते हैं। वोकेशनल प्रशिक्षण को अधिक सुदृढ़ बनाने के लिए NIOS ने ITDC, सिस्को, इंडियन मेडिकल एसोसिएशन जैसे कई सरकारी और गैर सरकारी संस्थानों के साथ भागीदारी स्थापित की है। आज लाखों छात्रों के लिए अपनी पसंद का स्कूल है राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान यानी नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग NIOS ने एक लंबा सफर तय किया है, लेकिन मंजिल अभी दूर है। निरंतर विकास और नवीनीकरण के लिए NIOS सदैव प्रतिबद्ध है। शिक्षा का उद्देश्य महज रोजगार जुटाना ही नहीं है, बल्कि स्वयं को सशक्त बनाना भी है। NIOS लाखों छात्रों के लिए यही आत्मसम्मान दिलाने में जुटा है। लाखों लोगों के लिए एक आशा और उम्मीद है। नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग। शिक्षा सबके लिए, कहीं भी, कभी भी।